For some people, waking up to go to work is not that fun. But there are some workers that love their jobs and are incredibly good at it, and it's amazing to watch. In order to install an isolation material in rooftops, these workers came up with safely setting a container of tar on fire to keep it liquid while spreading it. And well, it's incredibly satisfying to watch. Even though cutting metal is not an easy task, this worker's skills are at such a level in which he makes it look easy. Even though there are some machines that crack eggs at an impressive speed, there's no machine that can beat this man that cracks over 200 eggs in less than 2 minutes. If there's a rock that's too big to cut with just a saw, usually workers resort to using a material to make a wedge, and then finishing the job with a sledgehammer. With cameras being able to shoot dozens of pictures a second, this professional model is able to make everyone's life faster by making quick poses rather than long ones. An incredibly satisfying footage to watch is this painting of a tennis court done by Taylor Llewellyn. Street markets in which you can buy food and fresh fruit is not uncommon in Taiwan. In the streets of Taipei, a man recorded a worker cutting a pineapple in the most effective way possible. Even though Eminem managed to spit out 157 syllables in just 16.3 seconds in Rap God, this man took it to a whole nother level.
I'm coming to rock and taking a rap and breaking them up when they become attacking them and taking them up on my side when they get them taking them out when they singing the mic I'm giving a hit them when jump look at the radical then I'm setting my style I'm putting back along when I'm making a rap when I'm coming to get them and breaking them up when it's becoming an enemy telling incredible lyrical epitome open cover you not be dumping around.
Over time, wood floors usually become a little dull. A good way to counter this is with polyurethane, which leaves the wood shiny and looks like new. A Domino's worker proved that he's the fastest human to make a pizza when he broke a world record and made 3 pizzas in 39 seconds. In order to create a brick pattern, this worker peels the surface coat that's painted black to reveal the deep part underneath, and it's incredibly satisfying to watch. This street food worker is so good at his job that he can pass an entire tray of food with one chopstick in under 5 seconds. Apparently, this is how mortgages were approved before the housing bust. A very satisfying video to see is from a man with a pressure washing business doing his job and leaving the sidewalk spotless after months of not being cleaned. These two workers work perfectly in harmony to handle the dough as quickly as possible. At a department store in Japan, during the holiday season, the workers had to move pretty fast, so the wait lines are not too long. With money counting requiring an incredible amount of eye-hand coordination, getting the job done blindfolded would seem almost impossible. A bank worker entered a challenge and managed to break a world record by counting over 200 banknotes in under 30 seconds while blindfolded.
着急。
卓敏静，30秒蒙眼手动点钞。
Ryan Garcia is an American boxer who's had 21 fights and 21 wins, and is known for his fast speed, and can even do 80 punches in 10 seconds. This is a demonstration of how teamwork can make an arduous process such as transporting pineapples to a truck incredibly fast and efficient. A not-so-known fact is that for projects that require concrete, some techniques used make it look very similar to interlocking Lego blocks together. This might look a little crazy and unsafe, but it's actually safe, and an incredible testament to engineering. The way that it's done for the truck not to tip over is by making the blade cantilevered at the bed of the truck, making the truck and blade into one structure. And well, it's definitely not an easy task to maneuver for the driver. I'm not sure why, but something about tiles being perfectly put in place makes for a really satisfying video. For space purposes, pizza boxes rarely come folded. Here's a worker getting ready for a busy day at a pizza place. Okay, this is probably the fastest way to peel an apple. Even though one would think that something is so small that we tend to lose in a matter of seconds, like a rubber band wouldn't take a long time to make, there's actually a lot of labor and machinery that goes into making one. And well, part of the process is really satisfying to watch. This is the world's fastest barber, and well, the haircut considering the speed was pretty good. Even though for most people watermelons are incredibly difficult to cut, this chef is able to perfectly chop a watermelon in even pieces in less than 22 seconds.
You're at 10 seconds. "21 seconds.
With metal being really hard to cut through, there are some machines that facilitate the process. Putting all the cards back in the box after playing a card game is usually a little complicated, but this man can assemble a box of cards in under 5 seconds. In an eating competition at the workplace for $10, a man showed his superhuman speed. In Brooklyn, New York, there's a man that uses a 500-year-old technique to create ice cream that stretches, which results in a creamier and denser ice cream. The technique consists in stretching the ice cream and is very satisfying to watch. Sometimes you don't need machines, just teamwork. This is probably the largest trailer you'll ever see. With trees sometimes having to be cut either for expansion, there are some times in which trees are too tall to simply just take down all at once. And that's when workers usually have to get up the tree and trim it down first.